And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show on a night of remarkable drama on the best stage that New York has. And Keandre Miller would second that notion. John Giannone, Henrik Lundquist, Steve Valiquette. Rangers went 59 minutes and 59.1 seconds without scoring. They scored, and then they scored again a minute 16 later, and they beat the Dallas Stars 2-1 on Garden Ice. This guy was running around the studio. This guy looked like that painting The Scream, just like that. We haven't seen something like this in a long time.
You know what? Going into this game, I had high expectations. Great teams, great goaltending. So I was kind of disappointed after the first period. Like we talked about after the first. I want to see saves. I want to see more action. And as the game moved on, it picked up in intensity and chances, saves, everything. It had everything until the end. So, amazing game. And you were sitting here after 55 minutes thinking the Rangers are playing pretty good. Yeah. But pretty good is not going to be enough against a really good team and a great goaltender. But they found a way.
It found a way, right? And the best news to me is the togetherness that win makes everybody just feel. It's pure joy. That line at the end of the game with Zibanejad and Panarin and Fox, that was persistent, hungry, driven attitude. And that's what gets guys excited. That's what we miss. When you ask Henrik, what do you miss? You miss that, don't you?
It's funny.
How fun would it be to be in the room right now?
Exactly about that. Just the pure happiness of pulling it off.
It's like you're giddy.
Oh.
You know, I guess I'm giddy too. No, that's what it is.
My other favorite thing is he actually said at one point, boy, I'd hate to be Jake Ottinger right now because there is the other side of that equation.
Well, he played so well. You got to give credit to him. Yeah. I'm really impressed with the way he plays. He's so calm. He's compact. He moves really well for a big guy. But again, that's why I was excited about this game, watching him play, watching Igor play. Yeah. There was some high-quality goaltending tonight.
And you know what, Hank? It could have been a back-pocket excuse for the team. They could have said, oh, we got out-goalied in this one, and just stole it. But they never gave in. And that's the key. That goalie, by the way, that wasn't just a flash-in-the-pan game. He's a top-5 goalie in the NHL. Mm-hmm. So they didn't have to just break through a very tough team. They had to get through Ottinger. Yeah. That shows a lot to me. That tells me a lot about where this group is going.
The last shot on goal of the night was taken at 1:16 of overtime, and it came off the backhand stick of Adam Fox, who scores his 9th of the season, his 2nd career overtime goal. Here he is talking all about it moments ago.
Quite the ending to that one. What do you make of this game in its entirety?
Yeah, it wasn't our prettiest. I felt like maybe we had a few too many turnovers right inside the blue line, and weren't really playing behind them, but we always talk about playing a full 60, and it took every bit of that 60. So we'll take the 2 points, and obviously a big win for us.
Keandre gets that goal off his own rebound. You and Mika don't quit in overtime to get your goal. Is that just another testament to this mantra you guys have adopted, this no quit in New York?
For sure. Obviously, great efforts by the guys out there, 6-on-5. Like I said, played till the last second. Big goal by Key there, and like you said, Mika and Brad working down low there, and I just kind of came in there late and benefited from it. But like you said, there's a lot of hard work that goes into these goals, and we put it in that last little bit.
You say you benefited from it, but that was a nice goal. What did you see out there?
Yeah, it was kind of a scramble. I was hoping one of them was able to get it to me. Brett found me, and looked up, and I know Otter's a pretty big goal. He didn't see much there, so just took it to the backhand and tried to put it on the far side.
How big are these last 2 wins against these Western Conference teams that are both been having real good years?
Yeah, they're big. Obviously, we've said it all along. Our division's tight, and the difference could be a point or two here or there. So to get the extra points in these last 2 games have been pretty big.
So you heard Adam Fox in his typical understated style describe how he was able to win the game. We're going to take a look at it because the video will certainly do justice to what maybe Adam Fox's words didn't do, because it was a remarkable effort by the 3 Rangers on the ice, capped by what he did.
They just didn't stop. They just didn't stop. And it's interesting, too, because Fox talked about the giveaways that he didn't like. That was the part of the game he didn't like. They actually gave the puck away 18 times during this streak of great play. That hasn't been the case. It's usually less than double digits. But when Ottinger makes that save right there on Panarin, I just love the fact that Zibanejad sticks with it the way that he does. And then Panarin does, and Fox has a backhand. I mean, how many defensemen have backhands? They never work on it. Every time he scores on his backhand, it always makes me wonder, why is this guy so confident to go to his backhand?
To me, That is a typical Fox goal. I'm going to guess that out of the 18,000 people in Madison Square Garden, 18,000 were thinking he was going to shoot it right there. and then he goes back on his backhand. Right. And that's what he does. There's so many situations where you think he's going to do one thing, he makes everybody believe it, and then he does something else because he's so patient.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was going to shoot.
18,001 thought he was going to shoot because Miro Heiskanen bid on the fake, too.
Yes.
He went down, put himself out of the play, and that resulted in the goal for Adam Fox. Now, that won the game. That play doesn't happen unless Keandre Miller does what he does with 9/10 of a second left. It was the culmination of a shift that was 2 minutes and 25 seconds with Igor Shesterkin on the bench watching, and it was, again, a Ranger defenseman who provided the goal that pushed it to OT.
See, that's as much as that goal that we just saw impressed me, it was the stick-to-itiveness that the group showed on the tire. I mean, they stuck with it, fellas, right to the bitter end. And we talked about this all night long, how hard it was to break through. So for them never to break, they bent, but they never broke. And they found a way, and everybody is below the dots. Everybody's in except for Keandre until he joins. He gets a bounce off of Heiskanen's skate, but that's not unlike how Dallas scored as well. They got it off a broken play, the same idea. It's off his skate and pass Ottinger. That's what it was going to take to beat Ottinger.
Yeah.
You needed to get one of those fortunate bounces, but why do hockey teams win out, right? Hank, you get a little bit of luck because that was earned luck as well.
And also, last 10 seconds there, it comes down to finding energy.
Yeah.
They were out there for so long, so your legs are hurting, your lungs are hurting. It's like, who's going to cave here? Dallas defending or the Rangers? Are you going to find that extra energy to tie the game? You can see Miller on the bench after he scored the goal. Yeah. He almost needed oxygen on the bench.
Are you going into the Ottinger, he was fatigued? To the
here we go.
I'm selling that. I'm selling it. Anybody buying it?
Yeah. I think everybody was tired after that shift.
You know who wasn't? Panarin, because he jumped about 2 feet in the air into Miller's arms when he scored that goal. 5th of the year for Keandre Miller. Let's hear what he had to say after the game.
The last second play there, just take us through what you recall of it.
Scrum in front of the net, puck popped right to me. I honestly thought Troch was gonna kind of take it off my stick there, but no, he did a good job. I was coming down Main Street and just tried to get a puck on net.
So, are you aware of the time in that situation? Or you just winding up and firing?
I'd say I was aware after the fact, but. No, I had no clue. Obviously, the building gets going like that. Everyone's screaming. Everyone's excited. It's awesome when the Garden gets on their feet and gets that loud. And so I knew the time was winding down. We were within the last minute there. Like I said, just try to get pucks on net and keep the puck in their zone.
How did that help shift the momentum just heading right into the overtime right after that?
I mean, that gave us a huge boost of momentum, energy, whatever you want to call it. When the Garden gets going like that, it's pretty scary. I wouldn't want to be on there, on the other bench there. Building gets going, like I said, it's wild, it's noisy, it's a fun atmosphere to play in. So it's pretty easy to get up and get going for that overtime period with a crowd like that behind you.
Did you feel the push? Did you feel like you guys were pushing throughout the game?
Yeah, totally. I think we could have had a lot more scoring opportunities, and we had a good amount of scoring chances that I think we could have capitalized on. But it's kind of the same story as last night or 2 nights ago. First period, we had a bunch of chances, and it was just a matter of time before one went in.
In addition to that,
Keandre Miller talks about the emotion in the room. There had to have been so much, especially when this guy scored in overtime. For the 2nd straight night, Adam Fox, the #1 star of the game. Rangers win it 2-1. We've got plenty more to talk about on the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show.